to Brad and Meredith Weeman. But first, I need everyone to be very quiet. This is a story you're not going to want to miss.
Hi everyone, I'm Meredith and this is my husband Brad. Oh, sorry. Hi, I'm Meredith and this is my husband Brad. We're honored to be here this evening and to share our story with you. I never would have guessed that when Brad and I met in 2008, we would be standing here on this stage, sharing a last name and a pair of kidneys. In Yiddish, there's a word for this kind of destiny. It's called beshert.
I spent much of my early childhood undergoing procedures for vesico-ureteral reflux, a congenital condition that I was born with. Because of this disorder, doctors knew very early on that they could prolong the life of my kidneys, but that I would probably need a transplant at some point. And they were right. In my 20s, the disease that I had been able to manage with medication and doctor's appointments was beginning to affect my everyday life. In 2011, my kidney function declined to less than 5%.
It took Brad 6 months to tell me the severity of his kidney problems, and until then, I had no idea. He is such a fun and lively person to be around, you never would have known. Even though I knew Brad didn't feel well most of the time, that's not what I saw. I saw him living his life more fully than others I knew, and I was so impressed with his willingness to not only survive, but to live. It made me have that much more love and respect for the person that he is. Right after we were engaged in 2011, Brad had to begin dialysis. And while I think he had such a great outlook on the whole situation, it was challenging. You never really know what someone is like when they are sick or how you'll respond. You just hope that something like that doesn't happen to you and your loved one. But there we were, and we had to learn. I feel so grateful because not only were we able to support each other, but crazy enough, we actually ended up growing closer together. And while it was hard, I remember thinking how strong our bond was, that if we could tackle this together, we could do anything. I never knew that I could be this person for Brad. I never knew we could be these people for each other.
When I first started to go to dialysis, everyone assumed I was there to pick up my grandfather. But I would sit down in my chair in my work clothes, and everyone was so surprised. They weren't exactly people my age in the clinic, and I felt so out of place. Over time, I became more comfortable. I became close to these people. I heard their stories, and I learned about their lives away from dialysis. It was therapeutic, but most of all, it showed me that we were in this fight together. I've always been very private about my disease, and I didn't share my experience with many people outside of Meredith and my parents. I remember listening to the song Under Pressure by David Bowie and Freddie Mercury when I had just started dialysis and thinking, this is my life now. The pressure is on me to fight this thing and to survive. But 3 times a week, you see this whole group of people dealing with the same thing that you are dealing with, and you realize that it's bigger than you, and the pressure isn't just on you. Later that year, we found the NKF in Boston, and I signed up for the kidney walk. It was really the first time that we had put our story out there, and I was so overwhelmed to see all of the friends, family, and colleagues who came out to support us. I'll never forget what it felt like to know that it wasn't just us who were fighting kidney disease, but it was an entire community.
A lot happened over the next few years. While Brad was registered on the transplant list in Boston, I was tested to be a donor, though we learned that because of my blood type, I couldn't donate to him. Brad was O and I was A, and we needed to be the same blood type. Then right after our wedding in 2013, Brad got a job offer here in San Francisco. It was an incredible opportunity for Brad, and when my company agreed to transfer me, we packed our bags and headed to California. We had no idea what was in store for us next. As we were adjusting to life in San Francisco, we got involved with the NKF here as well. Brad was moved to the wait list in California, and we were connected to the transplant team at UCSF. We didn't know when we moved, but UCSF had a new transplant option for incompatible blood types, like me and Brad. One day, out of the blue, we received a call from UCSF letting us know that I could donate my kidney to Brad. I was completely caught off guard. We had been searching for a solution for so long, and then suddenly it was available to us. There were no answers for so many years, and now we had an answer. It was just unbelievable that I would meet this person, and not only is he the person I'm meant to be with, but we move out here, and there's this brand new program, and now I can give this person, the person that I love so much, the gift of life. And to be able to give it to Brad, there's just one word, bashert. So on December 4th, 2014, I donated my kidney to Brad. There had been less than 20 such procedures done at UCSF at the time. It was amazing to see how quickly the transplanted kidney started working. I remember waking up in the recovery room. I was still hazy and being wheeled out when I realized it was Brad behind the curtain next to me. I'll never forget what it felt like to look at Brad and know that he had a new working kidney.
My first memories are a little different. I remember asking what I could eat immediately. I remember a giant stuffed giraffe being in my room thanks to a friend who'd had it delivered. I remember the staples in my stomach being itchy and doing everything I could to avoid sneezing. But I was also so thankful to be off dialysis and to have this new kidney working and making me healthy again. UCSF has some unbelievable chicken tenders, by the way. While the recovery took time, with great care from UCSF, incredible support from our family, friends, and colleagues, we stand here today, sharing a pair of kidneys and an incredible excitement for the future. I'm so incredibly blessed and fortunate for all that has happened to me. Most of all, I'm thankful for everything that Meredith has done with me and done for me throughout this battle. I look back on our fight against kidney disease and I realize that you can't do it alone. You need an advocate. You need a community. You need a we. The National Kidney Foundation works to make sure that no kidney faces their battle alone. No kidney patient faces their battle alone. Tonight, we invite you to join our support of the millions of kidney patients like me by making a gift to the National Kidney Foundation. We invite you to stand with us and show them that they are not alone, to show them what we are fighting with them. Tonight, we invite you to give generously.